There's this pejorative term attached to software called bloatware. I don't know if people still use it. I did a few years ago. It basically means software that's been over-designed, so that it's just got galloping features everywhere and huge numbers of just different variables you can adjust and lots of different tasks it can fulfill. And it's so bloated that it becomes difficult to run. You know, either it uses up so much resources it can't do it, or you can only run on the fastest, most recently developed computers to run properly, or it's just a pain in the arse to learn. You know, those kind of things. Bloatware. And I sometimes think that that's in a sense what we are, or yeah, animals generally. You know, animals like Phoebe, but animals like me as well. You know, bloatware. But we're kind of over-designed. You know, our specification has got to such a stage that we have to do enormously complex things to fulfill very simple functions. I was looking at some bullocks back there by the canal, and you know, enormously complex creatures, you know, with hooves and eyes and horns and some kind of social relationships between each themselves and to me. You know, one of them kept coming up to me and stuff. But what they're spending the time doing is just chewing the grass. That's what they do. They chew the grass all day, until it's time to get them slaughtered or milked or whatever you do with bullocks. But yeah, it's just like galloping featureitis, isn't it? You know, if you were going to sit down and design a meat machine, you wouldn't build all those features in now unless you absolutely had to. You know, you would build it as a piece of meat that grows in a tank somehow and is automatically stimulated to develop muscle or something. I don't know. You would do something else. You certainly wouldn't build all these little features into it. But you know, if that bull and my dog and me all do have these features, enormously bloated features. You know, like eyes and sentience and consciousness and feelings and all those things. And I guess it's because, you know, we weren't. I mean, I know Bill Gates is a crap designer as well, but you know, even we weren't designed by a programmer that was thinking about streamlining the software and cutting out redundant lines of code, or you know, working to a particular spec. You know, we were designed by the blind programmer. If I can colonise that expression. The blind programmer, you know, and just responding environmentally, you know, to the competing programs around us, you know, and it's just produces enormously complex, as I say, galloping featureitis piece of bloatware. Shame, really. There's probably ways to strip back pieces. Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe that's what intelligence does. Maybe that's what education tries to do. Not so much put new things in, but just say, actually, this line of code, you don't need that, you know. You can cut out those lines of code. You don't need to think of that religion thing anymore, for example. Or you don't need to think about that poetry thing or that art thing. Maybe these are just examples, obviously. You don't need to think about those things. Those are redundant. Like that, what's that song? In the year 2525, Zager and Evans. In the year 2525, if man is still alive, if woman can survive, they may find. And then it goes on about you won't need your arms and legs by your side. Oh God. Anyway, yeah, it's just about redundancy, you know, that in the future, it's a dystopian song about how in the future we'll be all test tube babies just living in, I don't know, in some non-natural world, and we don't need to use our arms, our legs, we don't need to use our eyes, we don't need to use our hands. But that's a dystopian nightmare. But really, I don't know if it is, you know. I think maybe that's an example of, you know, a bit of good software redesign, you know, a bit of optimization on behalf of the designers. You know, if we took over the design, we probably would want to optimize lots of things, wouldn't we? You know, if we were making a meat machine, we probably wouldn't make it think and feel. And if we were making a thinking machine, we probably wouldn't make it do things that we do. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, bloatware.